Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And I wanted to do a video because there was this notification that I got earlier this morning, from the news sites and news apps. And as I'm reading this, I know I've done a video similar in style, but this one, the headline says, dozens of FD NY firehouses likely to close today as the V date takes effect, says president of UFANYC. All right, which pretty much is going into the fire stations that are supposed to be closing up, because of these dates that they're setting up. Now, as they're doing this, we know that it's not affecting only firefighters. It's not affecting only police. It's not affecting only just them. You have, as we keep saying, these first responders, hospital workers, and many different, even sanitation workers. Okay. Now, when you actually, let me try doing this. Let me look up the Purge. All right, let's look this up here. Because what you're seeing is a lot of these people that are leaving, causing labor shortages in these departments weren't set up for no reason. If there wasn't a need for them, they wouldn't be there, right? If there weren't fires, you wouldn't have firefighters, right? If there wasn't crime, you wouldn't have police. If people didn't get hurt or sick, you wouldn't need to have doctors and nurses, all right, or first responders, So now that because of these stupid dates, you have these things going on, there was a tweet that said if people die in fires because of slower responses by firefighters, because number one, they're being overwhelmed. Number two, there's not enough of them to get to certain places on time. They're going to blame de Blasio, they said. Okay. Now, when you look up the Purge, it says the Purge is an American. It says the Purge is an American anthology media franchise created on a series of dystopian action horror films distributed by the Universal Pictures. All right, cool. I want to see some details. It says the film presents a seemingly normal, crime-free America in the near future. But the truth is that the country is a dystopia which celebrates an annual national holiday known as the Purge, a day in which all crime, including murder, becomes legal for a 12-hour period. All right, for a 12-hour period. Let's see if there's anything else. Fictional premise. All right. So pretty much now they're not going to come out and just say, hey, look, this is what we're doing on, November 28th, 2021. We're going to just every year on this day, we're going to legalize crime for 12 hours. All right. But what you're seeing is a systematic way, because look, you have, in essence, you're setting rules that are going to lead to a shortage of police officers, right? And then that overwhelms the other officers that are left, the few that are left. And that can also cause either some to get hurt, some to leave because it's too much for them, some to go on strike because they're demanding more pay. All right. But it basically disrupts the law enforcers, right? The law enforcement agencies. So the effect, in essence, remains the same. Because if you say, hey, all crime is legal, that means the law enforcement stand down during the Purge, right? Well, if you bring a rule that says, well, if you don't comply with this rule, you can't work here, and that rule is going to make these officers, majority of them say we're not doing it, then what's going to happen? Whether you say all crime is legal and the officers stand down, crime is still going to go up. And if you set a rule that prohibits these officers from working, what do you think is going to happen? Crime is still going to go up. All right. Same thing. If people set fires, who's gonna be there to come stop them? You see, every 2 seconds you'll hear like a fire truck, going somewhere, some emergency car with this annoying ass sirens going somewhere. But soon you're gonna hear fewer and fewer of those, and they're saying there's a mass exodus. A lot of these people are leaving because I think over there in Florida, the governor basically said that he would give I think he said any police officers that wanted to come there, he would give them like a $5,000 trend relocation, kind of like relocation bonus kind of thing. So you're gonna have a lot of these people that are gonna say, "Look, I'm a cop, shit, I'll go over there. I don't have to deal with this over here." And then you have these areas like New York, which is gonna start looking like Chicago in a minute, you know, because who is gonna be here to enforce the order? But you know what that does? That plays right into their hands, okay? Because you now have those that are supposed to keep the order not able to do that. And then, in addition, you are provoking people to become more desperate, which will lead to more chaos. And in a time of more chaos, you would think that you would want to have more law enforcers, but you're not. Because how are they provoking people to create more chaos? Well, with all these shortages. I was at Walgreens yesterday, and I just kept hearing them talking about, they're like, people just coming here and just stealing everything. And they're like, you'd be surprised the things they steal. It's not petty theft. No, they come with bags. And they just take things and they walk out. Okay? I miss these shortages. So now when that goes from just thieves to just average civilians finding themselves doing that, and then the food shortages start setting in, people are gonna start wilding out, breaking into stores, breaking into people's houses. And then when you call 911, who's coming? All of them, majority of them done left. Others were basically put on unpaid leave. Others quit. So what's your 911? Now you're having your country or your state being overrun with criminals, and nothing is stopping. The crime is going up. Basically like a Purge style America. Because that brings or breeds chaos. And chaos leads to them being able to declare the order that they want to declare. All right. Now let's go real quick to the book of Ezekiel. Let's see. What verse is this? Ezekiel. Okay, it might be Ezekiel, the 21st chapter. Just give me 1 second. Let me go to that real quick. Ezekiel 21 and 9. All right, and it says here, I'll start at 8. And again, the word of the Lord came on to me, saying, Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus saith the Lord, a sword is sharpened and also furbished. So it's being made ready to be used. And now, we're warning you about inflation, and you're seeing the beginning stages of it. And we're warning you about these shortages, and you're seeing the beginning stages of it. But as time goes on, you're going to start feeling the full effects of it. So right now, the sword is being made sharp. So sharp that you even get too close to it, you might get cut. All right, that's what you're seeing right now. That sword is being made sharp. And in a minute, it's about to be used. Hey, this place is just one crisis away. One major all hell breaking loose crisis away from the harshest, severest, draconian style order you've ever seen. Because all it takes is a look at this whole C-19 situation. Look at all the things that they've done with that. Now, say they were to set up some other event that created more chaos than the C-19 did. What level of draconian style martial law order do you think they would bring in? That's what they want. So this place is just one major, and when they bring that order, they're not giving you options. That's what they're telling you now with these dates. That, hey, the future means you don't have options. All right? You You either do or you don't, and you pay consequences. Look at what they're doing in Australia, raiding bank accounts, you know, canceling licenses, all that. They're showing you that you don't get a choice. No options. You either do what we tell you or you pay. So once this next, whatever's going to happen next hits the phase 2 of their plan, and they bring in that order, well, let's read what happens here. Ezekiel 21 verse 10, it is sharpened to make what? A sore slaughter. So what happens after the sword is sharpened? Imagine you're kidnapped and you're tied, and you wake up and you see somebody sitting there in front of you on a rock, and he's looking at you and he's sharpening a machete, and he's just sharpening the machete, and he's just sharpening the machete, right? You know that he's getting ready to use that machete. Clearly, you don't see anybody else around. It's just you tied up, right? So you're going to see him sharpen the machete, but what happens right after the machete is done being sharpened? It's gonna be ready to be put to good use. And then soon you're going to go from seeing the machete to feeling the machete. All right? Chop, chop. So that's what's happening now. People are seeing that sharpening, but they're not paying attention. And when that sharpening is over and is ready and is sharp, see, when the Lord has all these things built up to the boiling point, that's when the sword is going to be used to slay. It says to make a sore slaughter, it is furbished that it may glitter, should we then make mirth. So while you're laying down there and this man is sharpening his machete, you think that's going to be a good time to crack jokes and laugh? I mean, he may laugh, but at the end of the day, you're not going to be laughing for long. All right? It says, it contemneth the rod of my son as every tree, and he hath given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened and also furbished to give into the hand of the slayer. So that's what's coming, man. Mass death. And this looks like they're setting up a systematic purge. Okay, so get ready to see that, man. And it's just one crisis away from all, I mean, just hell on earth. All right. So with that, I just wanted to bring that out. Lord willing, you were edified. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakha Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.